Gurren Lagann is an anime series that came out in 2007. It took the world by storm because there was no hype around it. It's a mecha anime with a little bit different than your normal mecha anime. It's about Simon the Digger. He is a young boy with no confidence, kind of like Shinji Ikari. He is really good at digging with a drill. And he lives in an underground village, sealed away with everyone else. If he does a good job with digging, the chief gives him pig mole steaks, and him and his older brother, not by blood, but by not by relation or blood, but blood brother, Kamina, a very obnoxious, and he's like the exact opposite of Simon, pretty much. He's like the one that would get in a fight with 5 people just because his honor's on the line, not because he has to. They've been trying to escape every now and then. Their latest escape fails, and they can't get away from Gihu village. However, a gigantic robot falls into their little village, breaking open the ceiling, proving to everyone that there is a surface, and the chief was lying the whole time. So we find out that this giant mecha is called a gunman, and a young woman is fighting it. She has an electric sniper rifle, and she's trying to fight this gigantic robot. And we find out that humanity, when they come to the surface, they get pushed down by these gigantic robots. So the woman Yoko teams up with them. They go to the surface with her because Simon has found a robot head that is really powerful. It can turn into a drill, and only he can use it because Kamina doesn't want to. So it sort of sets off a sort of chain of events. After they go to the surface, episodes 1 through 8 becomes a very standard mecha series template. Essentially, every episode a new threat shows up, they fight it, they get a little bit of advancement. In the second episode, I believe, Kamina gets a mecha of his own. And then in the third episode, they introduce more characters, more villains. They slowly open you up into this world. And then, of course, they introduce the main threat. The Spiral King is like this strong villain who is in charge of the gunmen, and he creates the Beastmen. The Beastmen are the ones who control the mecha, and we find out that he's got 4 powerful generals. So it sort of becomes your basic standard action anime. However, the difference between Gurren Lagann and any other mecha anime is that, for one, the animation is crazy. It's got a unique style of its own. It'll do montages in the middle of a scene. It'll have characters zoom in. It'll have like crazy... It doesn't fit the same physics as, like, say, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Also, I noticed that the one thing that people don't like about the series is that it's about willpower and the human spirit. It's a very over-the-top series where unrealistic things happen every episode. Kind of like, there's a show called My Hero Academia, and in that season 1 finale of that show, the main character's mentor, All Might, has to fight this unstoppable fight monster called the Nomu. And All Might is having trouble, and he punches the villain so many times that he takes it out. And it's like one of those hulking, masculine, testosterone-filled scenes. And Gurren Lagann is like that moment, but for the entire show. Impossible stuff happens every episode. It's all about Kamina, and it's sort of like, no one will stop me because I'm going to shoot for the heavens, and I'm going to do it the impossible. So after episodes 1 through 8, they get into the main core conflict. They have to defeat all the generals and then the Spiral King. However, that all happens at episode 18, and I was getting kind of confused. No, it happens all the way till episode 15, I believe. Anyways, about mid-series, the show feels like it could end. However, it doesn't. There's a compilation episode, which I skipped. And then the series does an interesting thing. It does a time skip, introduces a new villain, starts to utilize all of the characters that they introduced in the first half, which I really liked. And it becomes more of a political thriller. There's still some action, but then they go on this adventure that's just really well done. I love the music of the villain of the second half, and the series has a weird bittersweet ending, but I really liked how the series is different from other series. It's wacky, it's unique, it's action-packed, it keeps you on your edge of your toes, good music. Characterization's a little bit weak. I noticed that it's very similar to Evangelion. Main character is a wimpy, low-confidence guy. He's got someone who's like a mentor of sorts. who's boisterous and excitable. Yeah, we know. And then someone's got daddy issues in there. There's also a girl who's also there too, and they fight different things every week. And then there's a big boss. Anyways, Gurren Lagann is a series that is highly lauded, but I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I would. It starts off kind of slow, but if you stick with it and if you can buy the sort of machismo, then you'll enjoy it for sure. So I give Gurren Lagann a recommendation for sure. It's definitely an enjoyable, well-animated story that I enjoyed.